It's the antinatalist horror special. Happy Halloween! Or not. As you can see, I'm back in my closet. It's been a long time coming, folks. A long time coming. Honestly, though, this is kind of a vibe. Welcome.
I don't want to get demonetized.
Happy Halloween, haters. It's the best time of the year. What do you mean? You don't celebrate Halloween? Is there something wrong with you? Halloween 2025. This year's already been scary enough, in my opinion, with Donald Trump becoming president of America. Existing. Another year of life. I can't believe this year is getting close to ending. 2026 is almost here. What horrors does 2026 have in store for us? Only time will tell. If you can't tell, I'm a witch. I'm an antinatalist witch at that. Eat fruit and don't multiply. But yeah, I thought I'd do a special, because we don't do specials in the community too much. So, let's get to it. I figured we'd do some yapping and maybe some scrolling through the regretful parents sub, because ain't nothing scarier to an antinatalist than people having kids and then regretting it. Like, I feel like that's the worst case scenario as a parent, especially since a lot of people in this sub tend to have 1, 2, sometimes even 3 before they figure out that this is not what they wanted. Ooh. By the time this has been posted, I will have gone to Elitch Gardens with my friends for a little Halloween fun. Going to some haunted houses, on some rides. I have no clue what I'm gonna wear, but I guess I'll post it up here since this will be in the future. But yeah, ain't nothing scarier than people bringing new lives into this world. More meat for the grinder. Ain't nothing scarier than that, in my opinion. Ain't nothing scarier than people not knowing the repercussions of their actions. Nothing scarier than being on this planet witnessing collapse of our ecosystems, of the environment, of the wildlife population. Nothing scarier than seeing animals slaughtered in the billions and trillions. I digress. Y'all already know what my channel is about. I mean, some of you don't. Vegan antinatalism. It's pretty simple. Eat fruit and don't multiply. Don't eat the homies. And don't have babies. Yeah, I haven't been on Reddit in a while. Okay, that's a lie. Beyond stock went up, and I wanted to see like what people were saying about it, because I'm in the stock like a fool. Okay, I'm trying to catch the pump before it dumps, and I think it dumped today. I hope it's not a permanent dump, but we'll see. We shall see. If some of y'all are also in the stock, let me know in the comments. Good to not be alone. It's cool to see fellow vegans in the stocks. Fellow, what do they call us? Autists? I think that's a slur. That's what they called themselves during the whole GameStop pump and dump. So I don't know. Ooh, regretful parents subreddit. People who shouldn't have had kids and realized after it was too late. Too late. Damn, this sub has almost 200k members. That's sad. Oh wait, no, maybe it's because I'm a member. I'm not a parent, and I never will be. Okay, I will never be responsible for somebody else having to experience this shithole. Oh, but life's not all that bad. Maybe for you. Maybe you're like my parents and you grew up with a lot of hardships and then proceeded to say, hey, maybe my child would like to experience these hardships. They won't be as bad, but she definitely will have a lot of hardships. But it's okay because I got mine. Still waiting on the part where it gets easier. Hi, me again. My child will be 7 in just a few short days. It's been 7 straight years of hell. Everyone told me that when they hit this age, they get more personality, that they get more independent. Not for us. My child's severe hyperactive ADHD and ARFID are all the personalities we get. Nothing but bouncing off walls, constantly yelling, always treating any attempt I make at correcting any bad behaviors like a joke. No interest in being calm or sitting down unless a tablet is in her face. Excelling in school academically, but being an absolute helion when it comes to anything else. The teacher's getting fed up with my child's behavior, and so am I. And medication only helps for a short while, then we go back to square one. The doctor won't prescribe any stronger meds because of the eating disorder. Everyone says you can't punish a child with ADHD, that I have to be more understanding. And I try. I tell her. I love her. I read with her. I watch movies with her. I color with her. I take her to the park. I play pretend with her. I take her to a million different appointments and try to do what they tell me to do. They tell me punishment doesn't work because her memory and focus are so bad, she either doesn't remember her behavior or doesn't remember the punishment. Nothing I do works or seems to matter. Literally, all of it. I've tried all of it. Except putting her into a home. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, we antinatalists already know the difficulties of raising a child, okay? We already know the implications of having a child. We know the chances of our child having a disability. It's too high for us to justify having a child, okay? I don't care if the chances are 5%. That's too high for me. Too high for most of us. Antinatalism is not about, of course, avoiding having children with disabilities. That's just one small part of it. But say you're in this lady's position, all right? Or man, I guess. I'm just assuming it's a woman, a mother. Say you're in this parent's position, and you end up having a kid with disabilities. And it makes parenting even harder. Whose fault is that? It's your fault, okay? Ain't nobody asked you to have a kid out here. Sure, society pushes it on you, but thankfully, it is not required. Maybe as the birth rates continue to drop, we will continue to see more women's rights getting repealed across the world, such as abortion in America. You know what I'm saying? Once again, there is nowhere on this planet where the patriarchy isn't biting women in the ass. We need incubators out here, women. Get to work. It's what you were made for, am I right? I was made to carry and pass on your DNA, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent, as I always do. Everyone says to enjoy this time while they're little, but I'm trying to figure out which part is the enjoyable part. Is it the part where I have to carve out time between my doctor's appointments and my child's appointments and working 2 jobs to try and spend time with a kid that drains every single thing I had out of me? Is it the part where I have to always pick between a medication that might help her ADHD symptoms this month or her eating disorder? Is it the part where the only help I have are my aging parents who hate each other would probably ask me to reproduce because we don't have anything else to look forward to. Okay, please give us grandchildren. It's the least you could do for us for bringing you into this world. You ungrateful. My aging parents who hate each other and make her behaviors worse. Is it the part where I don't like taking my child out in public because her behavior is so bad I have nervous breakdowns? Sometimes I feel pity for these parents. But what did you expect? A walk in the park? Somebody that doesn't give you trouble? It's a whole ass person that you are bringing into this world. Another person. I know it's so hard for people to fathom. People, babies, children. Children are literally only children for like a fifth of their life. Say you live to fucking 100 and by 20, you are no longer a child. 20 is a fifth of your lifespan. And 4/5 of that, you will have to spend as a working adult. Unless by some chance, you have rich-ass parents. But even rich parents don't want their kids sitting around mooching all day. They want you to take over the family business. They have expectations for you. No parent is having kids without expectations to somehow help them out. It's always, I want. Is it the part where all of her doctors give me different advice that all contradict each other and none of it really works to begin with? Or is it the part where my child literally can't eat most foods without making herself sick? Her dad only gets her on the weekends and gets to be the fun parent, and anytime I even think to open up to someone I'm close to and tell them I want to give her to dad, I'm guilted and reminded that he isn't a good option for her. He doesn't know any of her doctors and he doesn't take her to school. I'm sorry, man, but this is too classic. This is too classic textbook fun dad, where they are basically absent. Okay, maybe they'll build a little pillow fort with you from time to time. Might take you out to the park, but they don't know anything about you. They don't know shit. I don't know what medications to get her. I don't know how to do her hair. I don't know what food she likes. Of course you want to be a father. You don't have to put in any of the work, and society will look the other way. It's pathetic, it really is. I'm so tired of these stories. My ladies, women, listen up. Don't put yourself in this situation, okay? The only way you can ensure that you don't end up with some deadbeat dad, some deadbeat father of your child, is to not have children. It's as simple as that. Too many times in these stories we've heard of men flipping a switch and then unalives the whole family. I mean, I'm sure the red flags were there somewhere. Don't ignore the red flags. Number one, do not ignore the red flags. Number 2, do not have kids. These men do not deserve us, okay? We are more than just our reproductive systems. We are more than just mothers and caretakers of the little ones. We are capable of so much more. Just because you have a reproductive system that we didn't ask for one, does not mean you have to use it. Don't feed into this terrible system, this terrible world that hates women, and give them what they want. Don't do it. Fight back. Fight back. Don't do it. Reconsider. He doesn't know any of her doctors, and he doesn't take her to school. Why does he do that? Was he like my dad, where he just came home and told me to turn off whatever media I was watching? Because he was a religious guy and he hated anything that was not religious. The only thing that would pass that wasn't religious was classical music. Because God created humans to create instruments. which, I mean, you know, I ain't got nothing against instruments. Music, amazing. We love music here. It's like the one good thing we can vouch for as humans. That all of us can agree on. The universal language. But my dad never took out the time to learn what we liked as kids. I mean, for one, he was always focused on our brother, our youngest brother. And I love him to death. But he got all of the freaking love and attention from my dad.
Enough trauma dumping. Let's get back to our regular scheduled program. And as much as I hate to admit it, I don't care. I don't care if she ever goes to any of her appointments again if it means I can squash these dark thoughts. I don't care if she's truant from school if it means I don't want to die every second of the day. I don't care if I'm not constantly working myself to the bone to support her. If it means I also don't have to fill my calendar with whatever her needs are and having to work my medical appointments and needs around her needs. I'm tired of having a kid who can't eat. I'm tired of having a kid who can't sit for more than 10 seconds. I've timed it. I'm tired of having no options except looking down the bottom of a barrel. I'm tired of everything falling on me all the time. I'm just tired. She's only been home from school for 2 hours, and I already feel like I'm internally on fire. It's terrible. It's terrible. Again, it's your child. Parents don't see this reality as a thing that could very much so happen to them if they have a child, if they bring a child into the world. I recommend all of you who are not sure about children to visit the subreddit and to regularly read posts on it from people who are miserable because they are parents. Okay, you're giving up your freedom. You're giving up your agency to do whatever you want. Okay, you can do whatever you want, but that would make you a bad parent. Once you become a parent, the child is your number one priority. You can't neglect that as a parent. Otherwise, it's called neglect. Anyway, that's the end of this one post. We're gonna do 3 tonight because it's special. A spooky special. And no other special day of the year than Halloween, okay? You don't grow out of Halloween. Unfortunately, you grow out of trick-or-treating. And I wish I could, but even now as a vegan, I'm like, would I even appreciate the candy? Considering most of it will probably be like milk chocolate, M&Ms, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. How much of the candy is gonna be vegan? How much of the candy could I even, would I even want to eat? Okay, because as we say, as vegans, okay, it's not that I can't eat that. I choose not to eat that because it's nasty and it comes from suffering, okay? I'd rather my food not come from crying baby animals. But, you know, that's just me. Kind of an odd opinion to have these days. I'm trying to talk normally, okay? I'm trying to talk as normal as possible. But I'm gonna have a lisp, okay? These, they're cute. But they're so impractical. We really were meant to be carnivores. This just feels so odd having this in my mouth. And maybe if I was born with it, it'd be a different story. It'd be more comfortable, but I can't talk a certain way. I can't move my mouth a certain way, my jaw. It just feels so unnatural. Story number 2. It's okay to not love being a parent. I already have problems with this. Well, this isn't even from a regretful parent. I guess they're about to tell other people, oh, it's okay that you're not happy with your situation. Yeah, sometimes you have to accept the situation, but you should have got yourself in this situation in the first place. And hopefully you doing so can now spread the word to other people that's not as rainbows and unicorns as it seems to be. This is a birth control channel. This is an antinatalist channel. But there are practical reasons outside of ethics to avoid having children as well. Even if you don't believe in the ethics, please consider them. It might save your life. Let me preface this by saying I'm not a regretful parent myself. I generally love raising my kids. Every scream-filled afternoon, poopy diaper tantrum, middle of the night wake-ups, even if I'm frustrated at times, I absolutely love all of it. But I can't imagine getting up and doing this shit every day if I didn't. You guys are the real heroes. They say if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life, and it's true. But what they don't say is you hate what you do every second of your life feels like an eternity, and you'll dread waking up every day. It's unfortunate that I hate everything. Therefore, I dread getting up every day. My bad. I've worked jobs like that before and had severe depression at various points in my life. Unlike raising children, I was able to quit or go to therapy and fix the issues. Shitty coworkers, annoying boss, too much work for enough pay, go somewhere else. Horrible depression? Go to therapy and sort out your problems. What if the problem is a shitty partner? Annoying kids. Too much work with absolutely no pay and very little appreciation. What if your depression is because of your kids? Well, that's too damn bad. You just gotta power through it. Years and years of your life become heavily, if not entirely, devoted to your children. And people will judge you if A, you don't absolutely love every second of it, or B, don't fully devote your time to them. People also give the most asinine advice and worst comments. It'll get better. Well, you wanted this. She's calling me out. It's only 18 years are just some examples, and absolutely none of that is helpful in the moment, if ever. This job is the most work I've ever done in my life. The most physically, emotionally, mentally draining, and has me firing on all cylinders all the time. But I love this life. I was absolutely made for this. However, there is no fucking way in hell I'd be a good mom or do half the shit I do in a day if I didn't love it. How you guys get through your day when you barely even wanted to wake up, when you work 9 to 5 and half your income goes to childcare, when you dread your child waking up and can't wait for them to go to sleep just to get some quiet, when your child's tantrums feel like a nail in your brain. Damn. I can't even imagine still being there, loving your child and getting shit done. I know you have to. I know you don't necessarily feel like you deserve praise for doing the bare minimum, but I'll say it again. You guys are the real heroes, not the super moms who were born for this, but the ones who literally couldn't be less suited for parenting, yet still get up every day, put a smile on for your kids, and do all the things you hate doing regardless of how little energy or enthusiasm you have for it. I have some qualms. Too long, didn't read button. I'm feeling that, thanks, I guess? Is this, what do you want from this post? I love being a mom, but I'm sorry that you don't. But you're a real hero for trying. Keep up the good work, is essentially what she's saying. In 200 plus words. The woman who hated their first child, hated the pregnancy, had a traumatic birth and a miserable time with their newborn who decided to do it again to give your kid a sibling. You are a true saint. What the fuck is this person talking about? The second child they didn't even have them for the right reasons. Not that you can ever have a kid for the right reasons, but having your child to give your first child some company, it's not a good reason to have children. Once again, not really any good reasons to have children in the first place, but damn. And she's cheering them on. Embarrassing. True saint. Wrong. You still inflicted suffering on your child. Take them to daycare, make sure they have some friends. They don't have to have a sibling to not be lonely. I'm just saying. You love your kids more than you hate your job, and that is such a feat that actually makes me emotional. I've followed this subreddit for a while, and all I can say is wow. It is so easy to do the things we love, but sometimes it's downright impossible to do the things that we hate, especially if it's for another person. But to get up every day to do that, the most miserable task you can imagine, all for the sake of someone that you love dearly? Now that is true love and parenting beyond what I can imagine. I don't have the perseverance and strength most of you have. I wish it was as fun and easy for all of you as it is for parents like my husband and I. You guys deserve it more than anyone else. I just want you to know it's 100% okay for you to feel the way you do. We treat people who don't adore parenthood so poorly. I don't know why. We are not all the same. Everyone is built for different things. That's part of the beauty of the world. But we act like those who aren't made for parenting are less than. It's so sad and frustrating. You don't hate a lawyer who gave his life for his job but hates filing paperwork and bitches about it. Or a doctor who takes amazing care of his patients but finds his work exhausting and thankless. You praise these people for doing the hard stuff even when they don't want to so that they can get the important stuff done. But what could be a more important job than parenting? Being a doctor. Like she waved off in the beginning. I don't know. Saving lives, not making lives. Not making more needs. In a world full of unfulfilled needs, as I often say. I've got such a lisp. Not only am I Maya the Mumbler now, I'm Maya the Lisper. It's interesting. I keep losing the plot. What could be a more important job than parenting? And what could be a larger and more selfless sacrifice than giving of yourself in that way, even when you don't want to? Anyone who gives you guys shit for feeling the way that you feel is an ass. and lacks empathy. Ignore them. You are strong people full of love. Don't you forget that. By the way, this is not for parents who abandon their kids or abuse them. This post is only about parents who actually do their best for their children. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that very important disclaimer at the bottom. We totally thought that abusers and abandoners would fall underneath being a good parent. Thankfully, most of the comments are salty. Too long didn't read button, and somebody said formatting button too. Too long to read, only first sentence. Wish you could teach me how to love this like you do. Thoughts? Cause what is this? A mess. Like, is this encouraging people to have more babies? Is this what the goal of her post was? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Either way, it's, of course, you know, we don't want to be promoting having more children. Yeah, it is okay to not love being a parent, but that's why, you know, you actually put thought into it. And then don't become a parent. Don't put yourself in this situation. Don't do it. Reconsider. That one hurt. Face plant guilt. Does anyone else get a ton of guilt when their kid falls or hurts themselves? The other day we saw the neighbor and joined them for a walk. My daughter uses a scooter and I totally forgot her helmet. She wears a helmet for the scooter every time. I feel it's just my luck. The one time I forget and she hit a stick and flew and she smacked her face on the pavement. No serious injuries whatsoever. Just some scratches. But man, do I always feel so bad seeing her fall or hurt her face like that. And I feel extra bad because if I had remembered the helmet, she probably wouldn't have scraped her face. If I'd remembered birth control, then she wouldn't be here to smack her head on the pavement. It's not solely the woman's fault, especially in non-consensual situations. But like, can we just let birth control rain down from the sky, give it to anybody who wants it, needs it? It should be free to avoid suffering, to prevent suffering. Again, not many people here care about suffering prevention, but that's because they're stuck in their own little world. A lot of those people aren't even vegan, so obviously they're not thinking outside themselves much. Maybe they're pro-Palestine, which you would hope. Like, it's really the bare minimum to be pro-Palestine as a human being. But what do you think is gonna happen? Is it just gonna be all ice cream, unicorn, rainbows in the sky all day, every day for the rest of your entire life? People so easily forget the bad aspects of life, the times when they went through extreme suffering. Okay, either like you come out traumatized or you come out trying to like make meaning of it, I guess. Like, oh, it made me a stronger person. It was for the best, you know, because now I have this, or now I've realized this, or blah, blah, blah. People try to make sense of it, but there's nothing to the suffering. It just happens. It's a very not nice thing that happens to living beings. Okay, you can't make a rock suffer. There is no suffering on Mars. But here on planet Earth, where there is life, there is suffering. But people don't care as long as their DNA gets passed along, or it's like get to influence a young, impressionable mind. That sounds so weird to me. I need to influence somebody. Oh, and influence, you know, your friends or fellow human beings. No, I need a child to influence. I need a child. Why do you need an impressionable child mind? An impersonable child mind to manipulate? Also, what makes you think your ideals are worth perpetuating for another generation? Have you thought about these thoughts? Because if you're religious, I'm sure you haven't. Oh boy. I'm making this way too long. This is probably a silly question also, but I get so much guilt from other parents seeing my slip-ups. I feel like a total mess and like they will avoid me and keep their kids from me. Because I can't remember things like a helmet. Does anyone else get that? Is it justified or am I just way overthinking it? I'm already exhausted and this was like the shortest one to read. Anywho, yeah, hope you enjoyed this first installment of a antinatalist Halloween. Let me know if you want me to keep making videos like this over the next coming years, or even just for other holidays coming up like Christmas or Thanksgiving. We should be giving thanks for all the Native Americans that were slaughtered by the white colonists. I don't celebrate it, as you can see. But I'm always looking for an excuse to make a fun video. Let me know. I have some more skits coming. I have some more rants coming. This channel is always gonna have rants, so that's a given. I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate you if you've made it this far. Happy Halloween, haters. I hope you get to eat lots of vegan candy and food and snacks, and you have a good time with your friends and family. And if not, that's cool too, you know? Team introverts over here, where we like to either be alone or just with one person and get our fill in that way. I'm pretty lazy usually on Halloween, but this Halloween I'm going to a Dental Curry concert for the first time ever with Noelle, of course. I'm hoping it'll be fire. And then the Veg Fest event happening, the Halloween one. I want to go. We'll see if I can make it. I hope life is kind to you, even though it probably won't be. But hey, that's what this channel is about. Ranting about it, validating your struggles. Unlike my mom telling me that it's all in my head and it's nothing special, because that definitely helps me work through what's upsetting me, Mom. Happy Halloween! Ew, shit.